So as you can see today, we have a Game Boy Color complete in the box. The listing said that this didn't have any sound, that it works, it powers on, it plays games, everything it's supposed to do, but there's no sound. So let's get it on the blue mat, get it taken apart, and see if we can get it fixed. The box itself is in really good condition. Like I said, I've never owned one. I've owned Game Boy Colors, just not a complete in-box version like this. This is going to go into my personal collection. So we have a few little scratches on the screen lens. It definitely needs to be cleaned up. We'll worry about all that as soon as we can figure out whether or not it's actually we can get it fixed. What I would like to do, if I can get it fully working, is I want to get these stickers replaced. I'll keep the shell because the shell is in really good condition. It just needs to be cleaned. Let's pop a game in it. Let's see what it's doing and see if we can get this guy working. Okay, so it does work, but as the listing said, there is no sound. Okay. Let's take it apart and see what it's doing. Nice. So we don't have any sound right now. I'm going to check to make sure that the speaker is working, and I also want to check this little capacitor right here as well. If memory serves, this guy right here is directly related to sound. Let's take him the rest of the way out and we can check the speaker, we can check the continuity of the wires. We'll check the joints here where the speaker solders onto the board, and we're going to check this little capacitor. Okay, now looking at this speaker, it doesn't look very healthy. It looks like there's some rust in there, and that little enamel wire on the inside of this thing is extremely fine. The rest of the board looks pretty good. Let me clean the top of this off real quick. Yeah, that looks to be on the inside. So I have a feeling this is going to be just a speaker issue, but of course I say that now. I could be totally wrong, but let's get it under the microscope. I'm also going to check this headphone jack here, because the ground arm of this headphone jack, if it gets any type of corrosion or rust on it and doesn't make a good contact, that'll also stop us from having any sound. So let's get it under there, get the headphone jack cleaned. We'll check the speaker to see how it's testing, and we'll go from there. Okay, so here we have our headphone jack, and to be honest, it looks a little gross. I don't know if that's making a good contact. Let's put the probes on it and see if we're getting continuity. So that would be, say, from here to here. It's beeping, but it's not happy. So let's see if we can clean it a little bit. Let's put some alcohol in there. See if that's any better. A lot stronger. Okay. So it's a quick test, real quick. Let's see if we can power it on with the bench. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it sounds like I'm hearing a little bit of a click. Hear it? But I don't hear the startup. Just start. The speaker is definitely rusted. Solder joints look okay. This board could do with a little bit of a clean. Okay, I'm going to desolder this real quick. Once I get it desoldered, we'll test this speaker. Meter in ohms. Let's see what it's looking like. I think these are supposed to be 8 ohm. Pretty close. Okay, so I have another board here this board is set up for a bivert chip for a backlight. So let's give it a try. Let's see if we can, it'll start up, if we can hear any sound. Okay, so we know this speaker works. It wasn't very loud, but it's all the confirmation we needed for the time being. So let's borrow this one and put it on the other one. Let's see if that makes a difference. All right, let's try powering it on again with the bench and see if we can hear anything. Nothing. I think we need to look a little deeper here. Let's take a look at this guy. All right, that is a 100 microfarad. So I think what I want to do is just replace him real quick. So let's pop this guy off and get him replaced. It does look like it's been leaking a little bit now that we've got it removed. I can see some of that yellowish underneath. Definitely some dielectric. So maybe this is just a failed cap. Let's give it another go. See what it does. What do you guys think? Will it work? Let's find out. Oh, did you guys hear that? Nice. So it looks like we have restored sound. Nice little fix. I'm happy with that. For any of you that have seen my one of my previous videos where I do the label replacement, so it's Vintage Gamer is I think the name of the eBay store. And what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna order some replacement labels for this Game Boy Color, for the system labels. He has all kinds of stuff. You guys really ought to go check out his store. Like I said, I don't get free stuff or anything like that. It's just simply as somebody who has been doing this a while, I've come across some pretty crappy replacement labels, but I was actually pretty impressed with the quality of these labels. Okay, we're gonna set the board aside. Now it's time to give this guy a nice clean. I am also going to replace the screen lens on this guy. I have a replacement glass lens that we're gonna put in its place. So let's pop that screen protector off. Toss it. We don't need it anymore. I'll be right back. And we are back. So I've got it all cleaned up now. The only thing left to do is get it completely assembled and give it a final test. Let's try this. Okay. There we go. And it sounds great. Right on. This is going to be a nice addition to the collection. Okay, and like I said, I'm going to leave this one, but the foil sticker and the serial sticker I'm going to replace. Now I know a lot of purists out there when it comes to collecting wouldn't agree with that, but that's okay. This will be part of my personal collection and I'll be very happy. Okay, so that turned out well. We were able to fix it. We restored the sound. It ended up being the capacitor. I really enjoyed this one today. This is going to make a really nice addition to my collection, and I hope to see you guys again soon in my cave.